And now let me invite for the welcome word the first Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, Emine Dzaparova, who I hope will now be able to join us remotely from Kyiv.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. I hope that you can hear me well. Please confirm it.
Yes, we do hear you.
Great. Dear ladies and gentlemen, it is really my pleasure to greet you from Kyiv at the third International Cultural Diplomacy Forum. And unfortunately, as our moderator has already mentioned, we had to change the initial location, but I'm very glad that we didn't allow to the invaders to ruin our plans. And by saying this, let me express my sincere gratitude first and foremost to our European partners for hosting this wonderful event at this wonderful venue. And I believe it's also yet another wonderful example of cultural integration of my country into the family of European Union, something that we are dedicated for within years and something that we are fighting for, as our First Lady has already mentioned. And for centuries, we have had strong cultural ties with European countries and European royal families, and the European path of our country was defined by the rules of the Ukraine Rus, where our statehood started more than 1,000 years ago. For example, Prince Yaroslav the Wise actively promoted the marriage diplomacy as a tool of his foreign policy and soft power. And I'm sure that you all know about his daughter Anna, who became the Queen of France. And for today and for centuries, unfortunately, what we see is that Russia is trying to steal our own history from us and to promote the myth about one people, one culture, one history by Russifying the Ukrainian soil and Ukrainian people, and by manipulating and humiliating the Ukrainian language today, saying that it's a fake language or history or our identity, putting it under the question mark of existence. And when Russia failed to achieve its goals, I think that it started this real physical invasion since 2014, and the 24th of February events brought us to a new reality of real war, reality of suffering, but at the same time, reality of a deep reflection and reality of shaping, as our First Lady said, of culture of resistance. Within the first month of Russian full-scale invasion, we have adapted our public and cultural diplomacy priorities to a new reality. And what we are witnessing today is the decolonization of Ukrainian culture, both domestically and abroad. Russia's war against Ukraine became one of the biggest tragedies in the modern world since the Second World War, but it gave us a unique opportunity to explain our culture and our history, making it a new love and freedom mark to the world. And I think we have achieved a lot in this regard. We all are preparing for Christmas holidays these days. And today in Kyiv, it's very snowy, and I wish I could show you the weather out of my window. And in Ukraine, we have a tradition to listen to our Shchedrik, known as Carol of the Bells, created by outstanding composer Mykola Leontovich. And to joy up and feel the Christmas magic, I recommend you to enjoy this composition in its original performance. Because last weekend we had a very wonderful festive concert at Carnegie Hall to mark the 100th anniversary of first performance in New York, and it was an absolute success to my belief and my knowledge. Despite Russia's invasion, we have also launched various new projects and shown unprecedented openness to different partnerships from both international partners and civil society. Recently, we facilitated the Ukrainian bookshelf project under the patronage of the First Lady of Ukraine, Olena Zelenska. I have to express my gratitude to Olena as well for her wonderful leadership in promoting Ukraine's cultural diplomacy worldwide. At this moment, we have managed to open dozens of Ukrainian bookshelves at national and central libraries of 22 countries around the world. Unlike Ukraine, Russia is using the cultural diplomacy as a conqueror. It's spreading its disinformation and trying to bleach out its own crime by of this dictatorship policy by different hybrid tools. They even tried to steal our Ukrainian borscht, which we successfully inscribed earlier this year in the list of intangible cultural heritage in need of urgent safeguarding as a case of extreme urgency in UNESCO, and we did not allow Russia to abuse our culture. As long as 1 square meter is occupied by Russia, I think that Ukrainian culture, as well as Ukraine as such, is under threat. And I think European culture is also under threat, because not only the invaders can bring the destruction, but this is what they made to the National Literary and Memorial Museum of Ukrainian philosopher Grigory Skovoroda in Kharkiv region. The museum has become one of more than 1,000 buildings of cultural infrastructure severely damaged or totally destroyed by Russian missiles. In this regard, I cannot but mention my native Crimea, my homeland. The unique centuries-old Hans Bakhchisarais Palace, at the very heart of the Crimean Tatar culture and probably the only remnant of that period of Crimean Tatar statehood, is at the edge of destruction because the occupiers' irresponsible actions. Since the 18th century, the Russia has made numerous attempts to destroy Crimean Tatar culture and identity, as well as what we see with Ukrainian today. Ukrainians are very motivated to liberate their homeland as well as the culture as part of our identity. And next year we will continue promoting Ukrainian cultural diplomacy and reinforce the isolation of Russia, because we believe that it's crucial to defend and protect ourselves. We would like to focus more on expanding our presence in the global south, where Ukraine has been reasons that we all know. Given Ukraine's very limited resources, unfortunately everything goes to the war, we will seek partnerships with all our partners who have cultural representations in Asian, African and Latin American countries, and of course we will be very open for those partnerships. We will also dedicate special attention to Crimea within the unique format diplomatic tool which is called Crimea Platform, that unites today 60 countries of the globe, because everything started from Crimea, as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has been many times saying, and everything will end and the victory will come within the Crimean deoccupation. And I hope that today each of us will learn something new and useful at this forum. This is yet another occasion to show our strength and unity, and I'm sure that the only way out at this horrible time is our unity. And I'm thankful to you for this wonderful discussion, and I wish you fruitful discussion, and I hope to see you soon in liberated Ukraine, in Kiev. See you. Thank you.